smooth, effortless. Um, pretty good way to describe Bristol City's performance yesterday. Just lacking that cutting edge in the final third. Welcome to the 1894 podcast. Welcome back, everyone. We are live on YouTube, so if you're watching this after the fact, next time we review a game, you can come and join us live on YouTube after the event. If you're watching on YouTube, um, Matisse has joined me. Matisse, how are you doing after yesterday's performance? And also, we're recording this on the Sunday, 7 o'clock. My Coventry City has just been beaten by dodgy Man United, if I can say that. Please don't cancel me. But yeah, how are you feeling after yesterday's
Yeah,
performance?
well, Coventry have lost. Not sure how, but yeah, they're
I'll
out
go on
there
a
for
rant
cup
about
now.
that
But
later
for
if you want.
us, yeah, we probably will. Yesterday, I thought it was a good game for us. We went away to a top six side. You know, they're looking just to kind of end off their season. They've got a bit of a gap on seventh place. But yeah, they're a good side, obviously. We lost at home against them early in the season, but we came and
No,
we
we beat
played
them.
real.
We beat them at home.
No, they scored a last minute goal.
That was last season. Was it last season? No, that was 2 seasons ago. We beat them 1-0 at home earlier this season.
Oh, did we?
Are you talking about Coventry or Norwich?
Norwich. I'm talking about Norwich.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, we
Yeah,
did lose
yeah,
to
yeah,
them. Yeah, we did lose to them at
yeah.
home.
They
Sorry.
scored a lot. They scored last minute.
I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about Coventry.
Yeah. But yeah, we played really well. A lot better than Huddersfield, because after that game it was really disappointing, and we were looking to continue the unbeaten run. We did do that, but realistically we should have won the game. And it wasn't really the lack of clinicality again, and we've seen it so many times, but the amount of chances we had across the 90 minutes, I mean, we'll go through them, but the Sykes chance, Twine, but yeah, we managed to take the lead, didn't last for long, and then had to settle with a point. So positives, played well. Again, like, points at this stage of the season isn't really a big deal for us, obviously. So the performance is more important, but it would be nice to see us scoring a bit more.
Yeah, not a bad kind of display, and obviously considering the fact that Norwich are sixth in the league, I'd say Carrow Road is probably one of the hardest fixtures to hardest places to go to in the league at the moment. So not a bad result at all. This was the Bristol City team, if I can bring it up, along the ticker at the bottom. So it was Max O'Leary in goal, back five of Ross McCrory, George Tanner, Rob Dickey, Hayden Robertson, Cam Pring, Joe Williams and Jason Knight in midfield, obviously Knight being the captain, Scott Twine, Mark Sykes as the kind of two operating number 10s, and Tommy Conway up top. I'll get your thoughts on team in a minute. This was the Norwich City team. This has been very settled for a long time now, so no surprises from the Canaries' perspective. Angus Gunn and goal, back four, Jack Stacey, Shane Duffy, Ben Gibson, Sam McCallum, Kenny McLean, Marcelino Nunez, Gabriel Zara, Ashley Barnes, Borja Sainz, and Joshy Sargent, who I was very worried about actually before the game. Do you want to talk us through that Bristol City team?
Yeah, so Dickey back into the squad, which is great to see, because that was his first game back from his minor injury. Straight into starting 11. It took him a little bit to time to go into the game, but yeah, he came back in, and then we stuck with the back five with Roberts after that brilliant performance, well, against Blackburn, and then obviously another one yesterday. Midfield, yeah, pretty standard, I reckon. The only change I would have made was probably Anis for Sykes. Should happen later on in the game, but Manning decided to opt for Sykes instead, and then obviously Twine and Conway preferred up top instead of Naki. So yeah, pretty good lineup. McCrory as well in there. So yeah, I'm not too fussed with that, and I was relatively confident because we know we can play well against better sides. So going into it, we were all hoping that it wouldn't be another end of season game, and we'd like get caught lacking a little bit, but start the game really well, and yeah.
I was just switching up my mic there. Yeah, sorry. I just want to talk about the Norwich team. Johnny Rowe, who was obviously excellent at the start of the season, scored like 6 consecutive games at the start of the season. He was back in their last game when they won 1-0 at Preston, so could have been something they possibly started out with for 60, 65 minutes. Obviously, he's been back from a long haul injury. So, as I said, no real surprises from a Norwich City perspective. Yeah, we started the game really well, as you mentioned. Looked bright, looked positive, looked like a side that was playing with a bit of freedom, and that was something that was mentioned quite a lot. We playing with quite a lot of freedom at the moment. Obviously, nothing to play for mid-table. We're not worried about relegation, and obviously not in a top 6 race like Norwich City are either. So we started the game really well. Josh Sargent hits the post, so we'll talk about the game now. Josh Sargent actually hits the post with what looked like a bit of a weird shot. Comes to him on the edge of the box, turns, looks a bit of a half shot, doesn't it? But hits the post. Warning signs there from the off.
Yeah, obviously they're going to have a threat going forward, and Josh Sargent has proved that many a time. But relatively speaking, we started off pretty brightly, and I thought we looked pretty structured and composed, like we have done in recent game weeks. So yeah, I mean, again, after that Huddersfield, we really lacked, and it was quite inconsistent after going from that Blackburn game. But it was a good start, and we defended pretty well, I thought, throughout the whole game, bar their goal, obviously, which we'll get onto. But yeah, no, we look pretty good.
Yeah, Sargent hits the post, and then we go up the other end. Actually, I think from a couple of minutes later, or certainly in close kind of proximity, Mark Sykes gets played in 1-on-1. It's a brilliant ball through by Scott Twine.
Yeah.
Twine plays a wonderful ball through, and Sykes is clean through on goal, and you're expecting him to bury it. So he's just on the right hand side. He's literally through. He could have either done what he did and tried to chip it over him, but he got it horribly wrong, or he could have either tried to take it around the goalkeeper and then done something with it, because I think Gunn was a little bit to the left, wasn't he? And then the other option was curl it round Angus Gunn's left. He tried for the chip, and it is just he just gets it horribly wrong, doesn't he?
It's one of the worst finishes I've seen from him. It's really poor, and yeah, I mean, he's got to be doing so much better there. So, yeah, it's a good ball from Twine, poorly defended by Norwich, but Sykes is through. He's got so many options, like you said. Conway's on his left as well. I think he's just got to shoot. Really, he just takes too long, too many touches, and then tries to be clever, but just really doesn't work. And the shot goes really wide as well. It's really poor, and that's a massive chance where we should be capitalizing and going 1-0 up, which was quite well in the middle of the second half, the middle of the first half. So yeah, poor from Sykes, because those chances, he's got to at least be testing the keeper.
But isn't it better though? I know we missed a whole load of chances yesterday, but isn't it better that we're creating chances, not taking them, rather than not creating anything and then kind of being clinical on the one chance we may get? What would you rather? You'd obviously rather have loads of chances, not take most of them, because eventually you'll probably take a few of them consistently. If you know what I'm talking, if you know what I mean, the trends will say, as we keep on creating those level of chances, like we did against, top side against like Norwich, like you'd anticipate we'll create a little bit more against Rotherham as well. You'd rather that than not create anything, lack creativity, look like a pretty blunt side, and look toothless going forward. I know what your take on that is.
In general, you'd agree, and especially at this stage of the season, we just want to see positive performances, and going into the summer, and we kind of like see what we're trying to do and play in a creative way. But I feel like sometimes we just like yesterday, we just didn't finish them off, and we really should have gotten 3 points and won the game. One lack of concentration, and then they're back in the game, and then we couldn't find a winner. So yeah, most of the time you want to see more chances being created, because eventually, you would think that we'd score, but it's also about the result at the end of the day. But for around this stage of the season where we are, that was the performance I wanted to see, and it's good that we've seen that. And obviously, we're gonna look into the striker market most definitely in the summer. So if we find someone who can finish off the chances. I mean, we had countless ones yesterday, and you could definitely be scoring 2-3 at least.
No, I agree. I think strikers obviously a top priority in the summer. And as someone also, I know we talked about him quite a lot since he's joined in January, but Scott Twine is someone I do want to talk about in terms of his future at Bristol City, because we are getting to that stage now, aren't we? So after the Sykes chance, I'd say game kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit. I think it was quite an open game. It was a good game to watch on the eye, and considering we have nothing to play for, so I'm a little bit more relaxed when it comes to watching us at the moment. I'm like, oh, just a good game will be nice, especially considering it's away at Norwich, who have definitely got something to play for themselves. So I'd have taken a good game, and it definitely was that. And I'd say probably the better side first half.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And throughout the 90 minutes, I thought it was a little bit strange. It didn't look like Norwich were fighting for a playoff spot in a way. They didn't really look like they went for it. Yes, they have a little bit of a gap. Looking at the table now, it's 6 points, but Hull have a game in hand. So
results went for them.
Yeah, and Hull have a game in hand. So anything can happen in the last couple games. So little bit surprised with how they played, but yeah, we looked on the front foot, defensively structured again, and yeah, I was pretty happy with how that first half went. But yeah, we missed that big chance with Sykes, and also a couple of free kicks from Scott Twine. He had on the edge of the area, which one of them was very impressive. I think it was tipped onto. I think it was a deflection and went onto the bar, or
deflection
might have got a hand to it.
Went onto the bar, and I think Angus Gunn may have got a fingertip to it, but it was very close. And the other one went just. It looked actually in real time from the angle that it went just wide, but it was actually a little bit wide. But it's good to have someone like a Twine on set pieces from close proximity.
Yeah.
And someone who's going to win those set pieces in close proximity, like Scott Twine as well. So obviously it's good to have some of that. But we'll talk about Twine in more detail probably later on. Right, half time comes around. Second half, we start a bit slowly. Norwich obviously wanting to up the tempo a little bit, but I think for the opening 5 minutes, it was probably a little bit, I think it edged Norwich, but apart from after that, we were again, I thought, the better side.
Yeah, I'm just watching the highlights again through just to see the chances. Even in the first half, Twine had a shot after Tommy laid it off, so we had quite a few good chances. But yeah, second half, yeah, like you said, started maybe a little bit slowly. Didn't make any changes. Half time, Manning doesn't really do that. I don't think. I don't know. I don't remember any of the last games where he has. But yeah, and then moving towards that 60th minute, roundabout where we scored, I thought we started. I thought it was coming, and we started to play some nice football, some nice passes. We looked in control, just playing around the edge of the box. There were some nice passes, nice balls played across field as well to bring stuff. I thought we looked really composed going forward and trying to get an opening.
And then the opening does come, and we take the lead. It's a short corner routine. It goes to the edge of the box. It's played in to Tommy Conway on the left-hand side of the box, who puts it right across. And Hayden Roberts, who's still up from that corner, is there to sweep home. And he has the technical quality to do that, Roberts, and it's a pretty good finish. If Tommy Conway does that, we're on his right foot, because it's Hayden Roberts' left foot, obviously. We're really impressed with the finish. So, yeah, massive props to Roberts, who's got the technical ability to do a lot of things. So, yeah, and he's really good on the ball. Buzzing for Roberts. Gets his first City goal. Thoughts on that opening goal? I thought it was coming. To be honest, we were the better side.
Yeah, like I said, the passages of play were really nice, and then it comes out from the corner. I think Roberts initially loses it, but falls to Williams, who plays a nice ball to Conway to switch it back, and Roberts finds pocket of space, and first time left foot, keeper doesn't really have a chance, and it's a really well worked goal. And now I'm thinking, we can definitely push on now, and defensively we look good, and I was pretty confident. But yeah, definitely a deserved lead, I'd say, and I was happy with that first hour of football from us, especially away from home. We still had a couple. Well, Viner was out, but yeah, it was good.
That goal comes on 55. 3 minutes later, Johnny Rowe. So this is a big moment actually. Johnny Rowe comes in for Norwich in place of Marcelino Nunez. So Gabriel Sara is shuffled around a little bit. So what would have happened? Well, Sara would have moved back into the double pivot, and Johnny Rowe would have come in on the right hand side. As soon as Gabriel Sara moves central instead of right, and we know the quality Gabriel Sara has, pings the most stupendous ball through, splits our defence in two, and Josh Sargent is one-on-one with Borja Sainz. Josh Sargent is not offside. Borja Sainz is offside, in my opinion. Looks like he's offside. The camera angle isn't very helpful for either case, but it looked like Borja Sainz was offside. Obviously, very unselfish from Sargent to lay it off to Sainz and then for Sainz to finish it into the empty net. But still, it looked very, very close, didn't it? With Sainz being potentially just offside. What are your thoughts on that possible offside call?
I think it's 90% definitely offside. I'm looking at it again, and he passes forward. That's really strange. I mean, well, the linesman obviously has the best view, but it's a bit of a dodgy situation there. He might be just about in line with him, but it looks offside to me. But yeah, ball played through. It's a beautiful pass. It's just when we kind of have that press in the midfield, there's a big pocket of space left, and then I think Tanner lunges in for a tackle and misses Sargent, and then we're completely open. It was just one pass and then completely pulled apart, and they've got a 2-on-1, and yeah, lays it off for a tap in, and yeah, really disappointing. To be honest, just a little second we switched off, then they get through, and our lead has gone within a few minutes. But yeah, I think it was offside, to be honest. I don't think that goal should have stood, but it is what it is. So yeah, disappointing to go back down level against Norwich. But yeah, I guess we at that moment it was disappointing, but I knew we had the chances, and then hopefully we could push on. But yeah, I don't think that goal should have stood in the first place.
Yeah, it looked dodgy, didn't it? Yeah, but then after that, it didn't really faze us, did it? Didn't look intimidated by it all. I was a little bit concerned, like, oh, we're gonna probably lose this now, considering half an hour to go. Kind of that Carrow Road crowd will be up for this. Norwich have more to play for than us. But actually, we played really well, and again, probably for the last half an hour, the better side as well. Johnny Rowe has a shot on the edge of the box on his left foot that was saved well by Max O'Neary, who I thought had a pretty good game. And yeah, but for Norwich's goal, as you mentioned, we get caught in our press in midfield. I think we obviously identified that as soon as Kenny McLean and initially Marcelino Nunez got the ball in midfield, we were going to just absolutely just try and overcrowd them, basically, not let them have any space whatsoever. And Marcelino Nunez in the first half lost the ball a couple of times doing that. So did Kenny McLean. We put them ultimately we put their midfield under loads of pressure, and that's how they build up. So I think we did really well to highlight a few of Norwich's big threats and how they build up and basically stopping their rhythm and stopping them getting any sort of momentum in the game. So I thought we did that really well. I think the commentators point to that out as well. So yeah, credit to Manning for how he set us up tactically. That would not have happened under previous regimes. So yeah, good tactical awareness and a good way to set us up to stop a very good Norwich side who had previously won 8 in a row at Carrow Road before this. So brilliant way and a brilliant outlet to spot that and go and set us up in that way. After that, again, I thought we were the better side, as I mentioned, and looked probably like the better side to probably look like the side to go and win that game and put them under quite a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah, we were on top for the rest of the game, and like I said, we were a bit surprising from Norwich perspective, considering they have a lot more to play for. And now, if you look at it, if Ipswich fall down into that third place. It'll be a little East Anglian derby for the playoff. But
well, the thing is, Norwich could still finish 5th because of West Brom.
could they? Oh, they're level on points now.
Yeah. So and West Brom, I think, have
Oh
got
wow, West Brom
hard
have fallen
fixture.
off a little bit. They've
They've
got
just drawn so many games.
Wednesday away and Preston at home. Damn, I didn't
Well,
even know they
that Wednesday
after
game
they
will be
beat
gas.
us. After they beat us, they've only beat Rotherham. So yeah,
Yeah,
still all
Norwich.
to play for, and Swan and Sheffield Wednesday have been on an incredible run, and they pulled themselves out of the relegation. So it's Birmingham and Huddersfield. That I mean, the Championship, promotion, relegation battle,
yeah,
and the Premier
Norwich.
League as well. Yeah, sorry, yeah, we're getting sidetracked now. We'll move on to that at the end of the podcast. But yeah, on that final sort of part of the game, we looked good. We had another big chance. Hayden Roberts played a really nice ball over to McCrory, who heads it first time back across. Then I think Gunn got probably does man of the match for Norwich at least. He was brilliant. Yeah, so he pushed the ball out, fell to Twine, tries to feed it into the bottom, well, the left-hand side, and I don't know, in the moment he probably should be putting a bit further away from the keeper, but it is a brilliant save. But yeah, it's
I'm
another
sorry.
missed chance.
No, I'm sorry. I love Scott Twine. He's got to score that. I don't. He's got to score that. The keeper's kind of skewed one way to the goal. He's just got to put it to the other side. Like, it's a pretty simple finish for a professional footballer. Like, you know what I mean? Especially for someone who's, well, likely Burnley going to ask for like 3.5 million for him. So he's got to finish that.
Is there no set price for? Oh wait, of course we don't even have an option to buy.
Don't have a buy option, do we? So yeah, he's got to finish that. There's no way to sugarcoat that. And I love Scott Twine, and I'm biased because I just think he's a fantastic player to watch on the eye. But he's got to finish that. Like, that's not funny. I'm not sure. I can't excuse that. That's got to go in the back of the net. I don't care how good Angus Gunn is. I don't care if it's Manuel Neuer in goal. That's got to go in the back of the net.
It's a great save. It's a
brilliant save. I'm not saying he does make it fucking half easy for him. Like, that should know.
Yeah, it should be going in. The XG of that chance plus the Sykes one is a lot, and a few chances across the game, and we should have capitalized. I think we dominated that game. If you look at chances as well, we got the goal. Their goal was controversial, really. There, plus Sargent's shot on the post. That was really their only chances in the game, and we played really well. Had the majority of the possession. Well, basically the same, but more shots on goal. And in general, yeah, we were the better side. But yeah, should have finished that chance. And then a few substitutions were made. On came Anis in the 67th minute for Sykes. And then later on, it was a double substitution of Cornick and Naki coming on for Tommy Conway and Scott Twine. So we switched the whole front three eventually. And then close to the end, the match, ball comes in from a free kick. I think this is like late 80 from Williams. A really nice ball, yeah. Cornick's at the back post. He kind of falls on the floor. This is stoppage time.
Yeah, it's 90-second.
Right, we're in stoppage time. Williams with a beautiful cross, bounces, falls to Cornick, who slips and slides, but manages to flick out his leg, and it falls into the back of the net. I've stood up and I'm like, there's no way Harry Cornick scored the winner for us, but it was offside, unfortunately, which is a big shame because I've been very happy. It's just about offside as well. Just
doesn't it hit?
Runs a little
doesn't
bit
it hit
too
both
early.
his legs? Hits his right leg.
Yeah,
it hits his right leg, and it goes away from the goal. Hits his left leg, and then it goes in the back of the net.
This screen grab that I have right now, this screenshot that I could say,
it is the most Harry Cornick goal I've seen.
It is as well.
Look,
it's just he falls over and accidentally goes in.
Ultimately, he is offside, so I'm not going to complain.
He was their goal though,
so was their goal. In my humble opinion, but I think both goals were probably offside. So yeah. a little bit of injustice on our part, but at least we didn't go full Nottingham Forest after the game and start accusing refs of being what would it be, Bristol Rovers and Cardiff fans or whatever, and fully
Also,
going with a full head loss.
And then in the 85th minute, Taylor Garner-Hitman coming back from injury, which was nice. He was on the bench against Huddersfield, but hasn't been in for a good few weeks, nearly a month, probably a month now. And got a few minutes. So yeah, good to have him back in the side. Just so he gets a couple more games before the end of the season. But yeah, ended 1-1 in the end. Probably undeserved. Probably should have gotten a win there, but we extended our beaten streak to 6 now, and that's 1 loss in 8. Is that?
Something like that. I think the first team to take
1 loss in 8.
First team to take points off Norwich since Southampton.
That's the thing. We're always the type of team that going into a game and the commentators pull out a stat or something like Norwich haven't done this or Southampton 25 unbeaten. I feel like we're just that team to kind of like just break it. It doesn't always go the way it should when we're playing, and it will just be the opposite. I don't know. It's just the way we play well against good sides and bad against the worst sides. We beat Southampton somehow after losing. When was it? Yeah, we beat Middlesbrough, but then we beat Southampton, then go lose 4 on the bounce. So it's just the Bristol City way. But
just the Bristol City way.
I think it's important that we end the season relatively strong, a good performance like that, and if we don't lose, it's a big positive that we can carry on into next season. So yeah, probably should have won, but it's a point on the road at the end of the day, and we looked pretty bright. So yeah.
Yeah, very important. As I agree with you, to take momentum into next season, pre-season, and hopefully start next season well. Because if we have any aspirations of the top 6, we're going to have to start the season well. We can't play catch up. We're not good enough to do that. So yeah, not a bad result at all, in my opinion. Very good result, actually, considering Norwich have won, as I said, 8 home games in a row, and yeah, they haven't lost there since November, I think, or something stupid like that, where they lost 3-1 at home to Blackburn. So yeah, fantastic results. So now is the time of this part of the show where we go through our player ratings, and we'll bang through them very quickly, hopefully. And yeah, we'll get straight into it. So the first 11, the 4 substitutes, and Liam Manning as well. Max O'Leary in goal, has started 44 out of our 44 championship games. What do you go? What would you go for Max?
The goal's not his fault, and I thought he was okay. I'm going to go for. He made 1 good save, so I'll go 6.5. But again, some poor distributions coming back in, which I don't really like to see. Couple missed kicks. But overall, he was decent. Didn't have too much to do really throughout the game.
I'll be kind. I'll go 7 because why not? Ross McCrory, I thought, was a good outlet throughout the game. I thought he's had a decent game, probably one of the best so far in his short career as a City player. Well, started when we played West Ham at home, didn't it? 7.5 I'll go for. I thought it was a very good Ross McCrory performance. Again, a bit erratic, but decent.
I'll go 7. Yeah, I thought he was bright going forward. Yeah, like you said, looked like a good outlet and created a couple chances.
Rob Dickey.
First game back, I felt like it took him a little bit of time to get settled in, but he looked back to his old ways, and he looked really good, to be honest. I think there was a bit of with the goals, a moment where I feel like the whole back line kind of switched off, but he still looked good. So I'll go 7. Maybe 7.
George Tanner. I thought he had a pretty good game up against Bohoscience. I know the goal. I know Bohoscience scored, but that's not his fault. That's just us getting ripped frankly, by Spasara. So Tanner had a good game. I'll go 7.5.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, up my Dicky to 7.5. So considering he just came back and he just went straight back in starting lineup, he controlled the game well.
Yeah.
And on the ball as well, he was good.
Yeah.
Next, Hayden
Tanner.
Roberts. Tanner? Oh no, Tanner. I agree with you. Yeah, I'll go 7.5.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, she said 7.5 for Tanner. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I thought I didn't hear you say it. Pretty sure. Hayden Roberts. Excellent display. 8, and the goal as well.
8 and the goal as well. Yeah. He was brilliant again. I'm very happy how he's come into the side now and he's become a part, because obviously when we signed him and then after the first half of the season, it didn't look like an effective signing, but he's flourishing now. So yeah, he's waited his time. I'll go 8 as well.
Cameron Pring. Thought I had a pretty good game. 7.
Yeah, he looked decent. I'll go 6.5. Didn't see too much from him.
Jason Knight, I thought was really good. Again, better. Surprise, he's better in that number 8 position than he is in the number 10 position. I'll go 7 for Knighty. I thought he had a pretty good game.
I'll go 7.5. I thought both the midfield were brilliant yesterday. I thought they, especially Williams, who we'll get onto now, but they're really structured and brilliant. Yeah, good passing and look good. And yeah, we all agree now that he should be played in that position.
Joey Williams. If there's one person in our squad who I want up against Ashley Barnes in a fight, it's Joe Williams, and I thought he fought him really well. Yeah, and showed a bit of, nous, bit of aggression. Really good to see. As a fan, that just, stuff like that just makes me happy. 8, because I thought he was man of the match for us, by the way.
I would go 8 as well, but I'm going to give him 8.5 just of how Joe Williams is. And one chance when Norwich were on the counter, he fell to the floor and he stuck his arm out.
Oh yeah, he
tried
did.
To swipe the ball away.
He did.
he missed the ball, but the fact that he attempted that, it made me laugh. So I'll go 8.5, and yeah, I agree on man of the match. Sign that contract. I agree. Over Matty James.
If you're not watching on the video, I'm doing a little signature. Sign the contract, mate. Scott Twine. 10, 11. I thought his free kicks were good. Set piece deliveries could have been better on the whole. 7. 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7.
I'm going to go 7 as well. Obviously putting that really nice pass through to Sykes, a couple free kicks, but should have finished that chance at the end of the day.
Yep. Mark Sykes, as you speak of him?
I would have rather start. I think for next game we start Anis over him, in my opinion.
I agree.
Really should have finished that chance. And just like anything better than that, like at least attempt to pass it to Conway or have a shot on target, but he didn't look really on top of his game. I'm going to go 6.5.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go 6.5 as well. Sykes a little bit ineffective. Tommy Conway, I thought he was really good, actually. The link-up play was a lot better. 7.5, I think I'll go for.
Yeah, I obviously am a Naki Wells pro man. And I wanted him to start or come on earlier, but I have to say Conway looked a lot better today. Started and he played really well, and I thought he was kind of the right striker over Naki for these types of games. Sign that contract as well. That's the thing. Well, I'll get onto it in a second, just about our players in general when we come on to Twine as well, about Conway. But yeah, I'll go 7.5 as well. He looked a lot more, brighter, and he had a couple shots, I think.
By the way, Anis Mehmeti.
Off the bench.
Yep.
Yeah, 66.
Yeah, these are sub players.
Yeah. I thought he was good as well. Came on, looked relatively bright. Didn't have too much time, but I'll go 7.
Yeah, I agree actually. No, 6.5. I thought it's not too much time off the bench. I'll give him a bit of a pass. Naki Wells, I'll go 6. I thought bit ineffective. Again, didn't really do much sometimes.
Yeah, I did want to see him coming on a bit earlier, obviously. But he had, I think, one shot, tried a couple of things, but didn't have really enough time. He only like 10, 15 minutes. So yeah, I'll go 6 as well.
Harry Cornick, considering it could possibly be his third to last game for us in a City shirt, I'm giving him a 10.
I can't even do that.
You're a disgrace. You're not a fan.
Cornick.
I'm not a fan.
Cornick. I mean, he could well have. It
No,
was a couple centimeters.
Saturday could be the last time I sing that Harry Cornick chant.
Oh my!
That's making me emotional, actually.
He better score. He better score a hat trick on Saturday.
That's making me emotional, actually.
I'm
gonna cry.
I'll see him at Stoke. So yeah, happy with that. Yeah, he was okay. I mean, didn't have much to go. He was a couple centimeters off from scoring the winner, but
do not disrespect Harry Cornick.
6. I'm giving him a 6.
I'm putting 16. Taylor Gordon Hickman, do we review him 5 minutes? Don't really know.
Just good to see him come on.
Yeah, nice to see him come on. Good man.
Mabude
can
not
we make
used
a Taylor Gordon
again.
Hickman chant?
We do.
No, not the one we have right now, the slip and slide one. I need a new one.
Slip.
Liam Manning.
8.5. I think he did nothing wrong. Picked the right players, except. Well, no, I'd say he picked a good formation. The tactics 1 point. We looked really bright, and at the end, it's not like his fault that we've missed those chances. So yeah, we created a lot. Could be more clinical, but overall, going away to, well, like you said, a side that hasn't lost at Carrow Road since November, really bright, continues our unbeaten run. Yeah, to 8.5, I'd say.
Agreed. Tactically good. I mentioned the fact that we pressed Marcelo Nunez and Kenny McLean in midfield, and then when you can see the goal to Gabriel Sara like that, that's not a Borja Sainz goal. That's a Gabriel Sara goal. But when you can see the pass like that, it's just stupid, isn't it? You can't stop that. He is just that good of a football player. So yeah, you can't do much about that. We should have been more clinical for a goal again. He can't stick the ball in the net. He can't make Scott Twine go and finish that chant on his left foot, can he? So I thought he did what he could, and yeah, tactically set us up well. And considering again, eight wins in a row at Carrow Road, haven't lost there since November, really good. The display from us, and a point is a very good result. That wraps up the ratings. Let's quickly move on to the quiz, where both of us will be asking each other a question. I haven't been keeping a tally because I can't be asked, and also because I'll start next season. So that's my excuse. So I haven't kept a tally. If you've watched previous podcasts, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we only started it midway through towards the end of the season.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So Matisse, do you want to be asked by me first, or do you want to ask first? You're cool.
You shall ask me first, I'd say.
I shall ask thee first. Shut down the comments, please.
Yep.
Wonderful. This is a bit of a vague question. I actually haven't proof checked it, so I might be very wrong.
Great.
So it is what it is. End of season, bit careless. So take it on the chin, mate. Which player who was in the squad for Bristol City yesterday? I'm not telling you whether he came on or not. Was involved with Norwich in the past in one capacity or another.
Involved.
So he was contracted.
What does that mean?
He was contracted to Norwich
In his professional career in the first team.
I think so.
In the first team. Okay. Going through the team.
Think of where we sign players from and their history from that, and the general area we signed them from.
I'm just going through players. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm just. You said you're not going to tell me if he came on or not. Was not Naki, not Anis. Cornick, no. Mabude's only been there. Could be Matty James. Joe Williams. Can't be Max. Could be Sykes.
Take a punt. Take a punt.
Yeah. I'm going to go for... I'll go Matty James. Oh, Sykes.
Final answer?
Probably both wrong. Who can I see more in that shirt? Is it obvious? Did you know this, or do you have to search it up?
No. I didn't know this.
You knew. Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I didn't know.
I'll go Sykes. That's my gut feeling.
Final answer?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's wrong. It's Anis Mehmeti, actually.
Is it?
It's actually Anis. That's what I said. The general area where we signed him from. Wickham. I was like, you might go Norwich. No, it was Mehmeti. He was actually contracted to Norwich, but never made a first team appearance for them.
Oh, well, that is an outrageously hard question.
I know it is, but
what? But what? He was there. He was in the academy.
Was he in there? I thought he signed a pro contract.
Well, it doesn't. It says here he was there. He played under 18s, under 23s.
Did he not make the bench for Norwich?
Doesn't say anything here.
Okay, I'll give you that's an outrageously hard.
That's an outrageous question.
Question for me. All right, your question then.
I'm trying to. I think it's a bit of an easy one, but I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to say you have to name.
You're going to screw this up.
Okay, first, how many competitive trophies have Bristol City won in our whole history, and what are they? And is that already too hard, or should I?
Yes,
or should I?
Yeah, mate. Look at me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just how many, and then you can guess what they are as well.
How many competitive trophies? So not like. All right. So do League One titles count?
Yeah.
A couple of them. Playoff trophies?
I'll just say our best playoff trophies. No, our best finish ever is a runner-up in the League One of
Division
Premier League.
The Premier League.
Yeah, Division 1.
Second. Yeah, so I remember that. Yeah, I remember that vaguely. I don't remember that like it was yesterday. 5.
I'm gonna give you one either way.
One either way.
Is 5 your final answer?
No. Let's go 8. 8.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Let's go 8.
Yeah, you went the wrong direction. That is incorrect.
Right.
It is
right. Okay.
It's a mere 3 trophies for the mighty Bristol City. We have won. The first one was we won the championship back in 1905, and then the following season,
again, we remember like yesterday.
We finished second the season after that in the top league, and then we had the double winning season, 2014-2015, where we won League One and got the Papa John's EFL, whatever it was called, trophy, and then
trophy, mate.
Yeah, that's
Johnston's
the one. Trophy. Brilliant. So yeah, in the last 100 years, more than 100 years, those are 2 trophies.
3 trophies.
in the whole history. So yeah, not a lot.
Yeah.
FA Cup, we've got runner-up once, but the history is really not there for us.
Mate, championship trophy is coming next season to Ashton Gate exclusively. Okay, all right. Look at that.
Not with the teams coming down.
Who's going to be lifting that trophy? Jason Knight is going to be lifting that trophy, right?
No, Harry Cornick after being top goal scorer.
Christ above. Right, we've properly got into delusional land. Let's talk quickly about Scott Twine, unless you want to answer.
Yeah, okay. We can talk about Scott Twine and just a whole.
Yeah.
Before we get to Scott Twine, just as a whole, I was going to say earlier, we were talking about Tommy Conway to sign his contract. I mean, there's potential of him potentially going to Scotland, but I feel like we're at a stage now where in our squad, we don't have any players, in my opinion, that are like outstanding, like an Alex Scott or a Semenyo, that will go into the Premier League this summer. So I feel like so I feel like it's kind of you're in a good position where you have a group of players who are performing at a high level and they're good championship level, but it's the balance between them being that special that then you have to sell them on and then you get in a sticky situation, but you keep them as a good level and they're good enough to get into the playoffs or get promoted, but then you don't lose them. So if you know what I mean, I feel like we've got a relatively good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Not everyone, but I feel like there's a few players that.
Some of these players have the potential to go on and become, I'd say, very good championship players, and then eventually Premier League players like Tommy Conway. I'd say Campring's up there. Jason Knight. I think they're probably the three standouts in terms of they can probably become top championship players, if not probably next season if they're properly at it. Really enhance the development, but. Honestly, I'd rather just one player in there, like a Scott from last season. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not completely sure how we got 10 million for Antoine Semenyo on the form he was showing for us. I know he was really good, like a really good player. And to be honest, people are saying, should have got more for Semenyo. But honestly, Semenyo's got better since he's got to Bournemouth under Iriola. That's the honest truth about it. Semenyo was I'd say pretty good championship player for us, someone who could probably take us a couple of positions, but I wouldn't say he was an Alex Scott level, obviously. But and Alex Scott obviously is a main star in there. He's a top player, and he's going to the top. And having him in the championship at 19, literally bossing it, was brilliant. But I feel like I'd rather have one player in there who we are going to sell on for 20-25 million. Just so we have that security financially, if you know what I mean. And also then we can reinvest that money we should have reinvested that Scott money a bit more, but you know what I mean? Just so we can have that star player, just so we can sell them on. We had that all the time. Webster, Reed, Brian,
it will come again.
Benyo, Brownhill.
It will come again as well. And I think I think that there'll definitely be another player. But Semenyo's form, I agree. But now he's flourishing. He's the second top goal scorer. He's a real useful asset. I watched him a bit today as well, and he's really threatening going forward. Scott's not getting enough time though, so probably we'll give next season. Hopefully, we'll see more.
Scott started really well and then has fallen off a bit. Right, we'll talk about Scott Twine then. Talk about another Scott. What are your thoughts on Scott Twine so far? Joined in January, on loan from Burnley. Obviously, his loan at Hull was cancelled. What are your thoughts on him to this point? And what do you think will be the future for him, basically? And do you think he warrants a permanent future with City?
I think he's a really good player, but he hasn't been that useful for us in certain games, not across all games, but looking back, I think against Huddersfield he was quite poor, and in certain games he's just really not on it. But you can tell he's a player with quality, and he has that eye for pass moving forward, and he could be really useful. But then I'm looking at the summer, and if Burnley come down, the price that they're going to put on him,
which is not a foregone conclusion,
by
the way.
I was about to bring that up as well. So
they have 3 points off Nottingham Forest, and they play Nottingham Forest on the final day.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up because they've been on some good form recently. They battered Sheffield United away from home, and it's still on for them to stay up. Nottingham Forest got robbed
Absolutely.
by Everton. But you never know when they play them final day of the season. They've been on good form as well. They've only got one loss in their last 7 games, which is pretty impressive.
And if it
So
wasn't
yeah,
for Norwich, they would have won against Brighton as well.
exactly. So yeah, if they do stay up, I reckon we'll be able to have him. They'll sell him definitely. And hopefully, I don't know, would the price even be cheaper than if they did come down and sold him? Probably not. But it gives us that like definite chance that it will be an option for us. But they come down, we'll have to see. But that's the thing. If they put a price tag on of like 4 or 5 million, I don't know if it's worth it for us. But we'll have to see because hasn't played too many games under us. But I know Manning seems to like him. Got that relationship. He can definitely build within the squad. I see what he can bring and definitely be a game changer. But see how these final few games of the season go. See if Burnley get promoted or relegated, and we'll see what they ask for as well.
Yeah, and obviously that price tag is a massive point in all of this, isn't it? If it's north of, I'd say, 3 million, we aren't paying that. I don't think we'll spend more than 3 million on a player this summer, considering we also need a number 9 desperately. So I think it will be very difficult for us to go and spend 3 million on Scott Twine. However, if Burnley stay up, that price may well go down because they're probably not as fussed about keeping Twine. Obviously, if they come down, then they'll be very fussed about keeping Twine. He's a very good championship player, and if they go 4-2-3-1, he'll fit right into that number 10 position. I would keep him at a reasonable price. I think if Burnley stay up, a loan might be another option. Loan with an option to buy, that is, just so it gives us more time, and then we can also spend money elsewhere if needed, and then see how things go from there. But a loan with an option to buy, if Burnley stay in the Premier League, I think will be another option we can go down. I think that'll be a decent option to go down as well. And that, again, as I said, allows other rooms in the budget, considering the loan fees won't be too high, leaves room in the budget for other possible players to come in. And obviously a number 10 is a massive for us in the summer as well, whether that's Twine or not. If Twine is not feasible, a couple of names I've been seeing, or one name in particular I've been looking at or been seeing, is Jack Rodoni, who I am very impressed by at Huddersfield. I think he's had a magnificent season. Another one personally I really like is Mark Leonard at Northampton, who I think has been really superb for John Brady. Yeah, I think we're at crossroads a little bit with Twine. I think we're still kind of waiting on what Burnley do and what Winton Company does. And let's remember last time Burnley won the championship, they already used Twine a ridiculous amount. Did he? So yeah, if obviously Manning can convince him, considering the fact that he's worked with him before, if Manning can convince him to go and play for him again on a permanent basis, I wouldn't be complaining at all. I think he's a top championship player. If the price is reasonable, or if it's a loan and Burnley stay up, I would be more than happy with Twine coming back.
Yeah, at a reasonable price, I definitely take him, and especially now I think in terms of the midfield, if we get to keep Williams and if Matty James does go, still have Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Max Bird, Knight, and then Joe Williams, which is 4 really good players, and then need someone in that 10 to keep Twine, and this maybe could fill in there depending on what formation if we decide to keep this 5 back, and then the main target will be up front, and then with injuries coming back from defence, it's less of a problem as well, and I don't think goalkeeper's a problem at all. So yeah, if we just we probably will make. We won't make too many signings. We might make 2, if 2 or 3, I reckon.
Yeah.
But if we get those right, then it'll be big. But yeah, we might do a post-season podcast to look at the summer and like expectations and that stuff. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see this Twine situation.
Yeah, absolutely. That is it from us, I think, in terms of this episode of the 1894
Should we
podcast.
give a quick prediction for
Rotherham.
Rotherham?
Something like that.
Just a quick. We could do like a 1 minute each. Just
4-0.
no.
I'm joking. Right, Rotherham with Steve Evans then. I think that'll be a much tougher game than it would have been under Liam Richardson. I think they'll be direct, they'll be compact defensively. I think it'll be hard for us to break them down. But I expect us to come out of it, hopefully with flying colours and hopefully 3 points as well. You know what? I'll go for a one of those routine wins that Man City get all the time. Yeah, I'll go for a 2-0 win. Control, 70% possession, something like that. Just 2-0, comfortable. Nice and easy, hopefully.
Right. They've scored 2 goals in their last 10 games. Which is really outrageous.
They're going down.
They won against Mill. Well, yeah, they are down. And they've been really poor. So we have to win. And if we don't, it'll be really disappointing because we're poor against worse sides. But a side like Rotherham and where they are at, I mean, we had to get 2 late Tommy Conway.
Someone's definitely clipping that. Like someone's definitely clipping that. Sides like Rotherham. Oh dear. No.
Yeah, we're definitely going to lose now. But
just saying. I like Rotherham as a football club, to be honest, and I'm not like happy seeing them in this position because I do think they're a very well-run club. But I think some of the decisions they made in the summer was just ludicrous, like signing Sam Nombe and Christ Diehi on pretty big wages. Pretty big transfer fees, and some of the decisions was a bit baffling. So, and sacking Matt Taylor has been. I know he's a Rovers manager now, but sacking Matt Taylor has been poor as well. Go on. Sorry.
We really should be winning, considering they're not fighting for anything as well. Because they literally have nothing to play for. Whereas we could go into a bit of a higher position. Obviously, we want to end the season strong. But I say we win pretty comfortably, hopefully, and I'll go 3-0. I hope we can be clinical and defensively keep structured. Last home game of the season, hopefully a decent crowd, and we go out them and really prove that we can break these sides down. And I think they'll be poor, and hopefully we can get another 3 points, and then the form looks really good going into the last game of the season.
Yeah, hopefully we take good form into that last game at the Bet365. Thank you very much for listening, watching, tuning into the 1894 podcast. Before you do go, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the 1894 podcast as well by hitting that red button and then hitting notification bell. So whenever we do go live, you can be notified, which should be at your computer. And then if you're listening over on Spotify or on other podcast platforms, do leave us a 5-star review or whatever it is over there. That is it from me, Matisse. Do you want to say a little goodbye?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching us through this season. We're nearly done. And hopefully we go into the last 2 games. Some good performances. We'll be back after Rotherham. And follow our socials. Annie's will probably, you have a vlog out after that game, and we'll see you soon.
I'll be crying after Harry Cornick gives us a little goodbye. I'll be in tears. Oh, and Scott Twine as well. Oh, it's his last name, Twine. Might be.
Naki, stay, please. Naki, stay.
Right, that's going to get me emotional. Right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you all